Hello everyone, Mike1217 here, welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. And I am so sorry for what I'm about to do. I know in the last episode, after we got the fire shield, I don't actually remember what they're actually called, the fire shield earrings that basically allow us to go through that particular really hot cave up here in the Eldin volcano. It allows us to go through that without getting all burned up, and there's a cave in there that we can go through, which basically allows us to progress to the next part of the Eldin volcano, where we can eventually get to the next temple. I know I said at the end of the last episode that we are gonna do that in this episode, but we are not, and I'm so sorry. But this is something that I'm gonna be very glad that I did. It's upgrading time, and we have a lot of upgrades available to us. The most important being the bow and arrow. Actually, like, long beforehand, I did some tumbleweed grinding in the Lanayru Desert. And basically, you just find tumbleweeds just kind of rolling around in the desert, and you catch them with your bug net. So a long time ago, I got like 8 of those, which is just enough to upgrade my bow and arrow to the maximum potential. I just did a practice run of all the upgrading. I know that sounds stupid to do a practice run of upgrading, but I just did kind of a quick playing session to see what I could upgrade right now, and I can definitely get the bow and arrow upgrade. And actually, before I get this, I want to do this right now. First of all, I need to go to item check and clear out my adventure pouch, because another thing that I'm going to do is buy a new quiver. That's another thing that I'm going to do when upgrading the bow and arrow. Not only do I want to upgrade the bow itself, but I also want to upgrade the supply of arrows too, and how many arrows I can carry. Where the hell is item check? I'm completely getting lost here. Is this her? Yeah, I usually don't have trouble finding these people here. Here I need to just clear out one space in my adventure pouch, because in order to hold this quiver, I'm gonna need a spot here. So let's just get rid of the seed satchel. I will be eventually getting a new addition to the adventure pouch from Beetle, so I can hold another item. So that's good. And by the way, the adventure pouch, pronounce your words. The adventure pouch is something that I really don't understand the point of, because it limits how many items you can carry, but it just seems like a hassle to me. I don't know. I don't really know why they went with that. I guess for strategy purposes, I don't know, but I'm personally not a big fan of that. I just kind of like the traditional way of just upgrading your, I don't even know, but whatever. I'm just not a big fan of having a limit of how many pieces of equipment you can carry with you. I guess they try to make it more realistic, but whatever. Anyway, so we bought our initial quiver from this guy for 150 rupees. We're going to be spending a lot of rupees here, but don't worry, we'll be getting a lot of them back, too. Because, also in my practice run, I checked out all of the chests I have available from all the Gauss cubes that we've activated. So, in most of the chests that I found have rupees in them. Like, gold rupees that give you 300. So, without further ado, let's upgrade our wooden bow to the iron bow. You can see we have all the materials here, which is pretty lucky. I mean, I knew about the tumbleweeds, but I wasn't quite sure about the rest of the materials that I needed. I just remember my first playthrough, I really wanted to upgrade my bow, but I had like 0 tumbleweeds, so I had to spend like an hour grinding them in the desert. And for this playthrough, I did it way beforehand, so I didn't have to worry about it now. So, yeah, right now I am capable of getting both upgrades and getting the bow and arrow, like, maximized with upgrades. And basically, the upgrades just enhance the attack power. I don't think there's anything else that goes with the upgrades other than attack power. So, you can see we can do it again for a whopping 100 rupees this time. Yeah, it seems like the first upgrade for everything's 50 rupees, and then the second upgrade is always 100. So yeah, again, we're going to be spending a lot of rupees here. But again, we will also be making them back. I just mentioned that. I feel like a broken record. Okay, so with that upgrade, we are going to get the Sacred Bow. I was about to say the Goddess Bow, because Goddess is a common adjective they use with items in this game. Speaking of which, I wonder what I need to upgrade my shield to the Goddess Shield. I need one more Dusk Rock to do that. Which I actually think I'm gonna use Dusk Rocks to upgrade this guy here. Yes, I need 3 to upgrade this. So I don't know if I'll be able to get the last shield upgrade or not. I was kind of stupid about the Silent Realm in the Eldin region, and I skipped a lot of Dust Rocks, mostly because I was just so freaked out about the actual like tiers there, because you know how close I came to failing that. In fact, I failed one time down there, so I was just so worried about that I wasn't really messing with Dust Rocks. I remember watching the recording back and seeing me just flat out skip over a couple of them. Like, they were right next to me and I just didn't grab them. Okay, so we can't upgrade the quiver any further, unfortunately. We're missing Dust Rocks and Monster Horns for that. So, but that's fine. I believe our capacity now... Let's see... Ah, crap, I don't know. Like, the initial arrow capacity is 20 when you first get the bow and arrow. I believe the small quiver that we just bought from the shop... Oh, did that add 5 or 15? Gosh, I don't know what our capacity is. I mean, it's gonna be pretty good. I'm thinking it's like 55. That's what I want to say. It's 55, which is a good enough number for me. I don't know if we can really check that. Let's see. That's not the right button. Well, I can't really check it. Who cares? Whatever. We'll find out eventually what the capacity is. But either way, I'm happy with what we have with the upgrades right now. There's really nothing else that we can do. We can, if I find the right room. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and show the map. So, like I mentioned earlier, I want to pick up all the chests that are available after getting all the Goddess Cubes. So, you can see there's one right here in the bazaar. It turns out, conveniently... Can I zoom out? I can't zoom out to Skyloft. Well, let's just grab this. Conveniently, all the chests that are available to me right now are all on Skyloft. There's none of them in the sky. There is one chest out in the sky that has a heart piece in it, but we discovered that, like, way earlier in the game when I did my first run-through of all the chest openings. So, yeah, if you see on my map that there's a chest out in the sky, that is a heart piece, so just ignore that. And actually, one of the chests here in Skyloft that I discovered, one of the chests here that's available to us, also has a heart piece, so I want to make sure I skip over that. And yes, I did forget to change my batteries. That's what Fi is bugging me about. And speaking of Fi bugging me, you may have noticed her come out and talk to me when I was messing with the upgrade dude. And if you weren't reading the text there, which I wouldn't blame you for, basically what just happened there is that our dowsing gain the ability, like, we now have the ability to douse for materials, like, you know, those upgrading materials, which I guess is useful. I'm probably not going to use it, but yeah, I at this point in the game, I'm not too concerned about upgrading. Like I want to upgrade the beetle one more time and get it to be maxed out, because the next upgrade for that is, like, one that can last longer. Yeah, I'm trying to find, speaking of beetle, I want to find this beetle here. So yeah, the beetle upgrade is the only one that I'm really concerned about getting. I don't really care that much about the new shield upgrade. I'd like to have the maxed out shield, but it's not that big of a concern to me. And that's really it. And also the quiver, it'd be nice to max that out too, but I can probably live with what I got. So yeah, there's really not much more that I'm concerned about doing with upgrades. So materials isn't gonna be like that big of a deal for me. Shut the hell up. Okay, fine. We'll do this once. I'm hoping, like, I'm kind of hoping they program this in the game where she only does this once, but I think she bothers you again even if you do talk to her about that. So I just hate Fi. Whatever, let's not rant about Fi. So here we're gonna buy another adventure pouch, or I guess in addition to our adventure pouch, which is definitely something we need, because we're gonna eventually pick up a new empty bottle. Actually, that's kind of the main thing. Like the two main goals that I wanted to get done before I continued with the Eldin volcano were, one, to upgrade myself as much as possible, especially the bow and arrow. I really wanted to get that upgraded as much as possible. And my other thing that I want to get done is get a third empty bottle, which there is a side quest available. That's right, we're going to do a side quest now, which is probably going to be the only major side quest we do in the game. So that is what I'm gonna do right now, I guess. Well, no, I should go for those chests really quick. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. So if we go over this way, crap, I don't know how I want to approach this now. Actually, you know what? Let's kind of activate the side quest first. I don't even know if I really need to do this, but I would do it anyway just to introduce it. There's someone we're going to go talk to. And yes, I realize my shield isn't equipped. I don't really care. We're not going to be using it for a while. And I don't really feel like having it accidentally come out and mess me up. There are actually times where I do like to have the shield de-equipped, because, like, whenever you act... In fact, during that boss fight, with Tantalus on the sand ship, I had to get rid of my shield on that because the accidental bashings with that screwed me up with my Skyward strike and everything. So there are times where I do like to de-equip the shield. But anyway, this lady's looking for a daughter, and that's the side quest that we're kind of working on, that we're going to be working on to eventually get this empty bottle. Is we need to return this lady's daughter to her. So I'm going to skip some steps of this because really a lot of it is finding clues to where she is. And if you talk to people in town, kind of look out for speech bubbles above their head. And most likely they'll give you clues. And if you talk to people in town, they will mention that they may have seen this woman's daughter, whose name is Kukil, I think, something like that. Kukil, I'm just gonna say Kukil, unless I find out the... let's see if I can find out the actual name. Something like Kukil. So we're looking for her, and these people will give you some hints. This lady could probably give you the best hint. Well, she didn't say the name, does she? But, yeah, like, at least a couple of people will tell you that they may have saw her nearby the graveyard. And this lady will tell you that someone at the Lumpy Pumpkin, which I believe we've been to. I don't know if we've really been to the Lumpy Pumpkin yet. We haven't been inside of it, but I think I stopped off at it and mentioned it at some point in the Let's Play. I kind of don't want to talk about it because there's a lot associated with the Lumpy Pumpkin. We're not going to worry about the Lumpy Pumpkin in this Let's Play. It's a big part of, it's a big part of the side quest portion of this game. Like, you do a lot of optional stuff there, but it's not going to be important at all in this playthrough, so don't worry about it. And we're not going to go there for any reason. But all we need to do is just go to the graveyard. And this is something I already know to do. If we go to this grave here, in the top left, if we dash and roll into it, I hope I did that right. Maybe you have to go from the back. Shit. Do I have to pull it? I know it's this one. Oh, shit. I know you can do this. Also, it needs to be nighttime. We can switch things to... Maybe it has to be nighttime. Or maybe it's a different grave every time. I remember it was the top left. I'll just try every one. Shit, I don't care. Okay, I'm just gonna guess it has to be nighttime. I'm so sorry to Link. I probably gave you a major concussion there, rolling into all those things for no good reason. I believe you do have to change it to night, which is something we have not dealt with at all in this game. I think we've been at nighttime one time at the very beginning when we first met Fi. That's the only time in this playthrough we've seen nighttime. By the way, this house is shitty and dirty. You can do a side quest here, which I'll probably mention that later. I probably won't really talk much about the side quest you do with this house, but whatever. So, nighttime does exist in this game. It's not the same thing as in other Zelda games, where it just eventually happens as time passes. I kind of don't like this. Like I like the traditional way of it more. I don't know. But yeah, that's basically what you do. You sleep in people's beds, which is really awkward, to turn it to night. And I don't care about you. Shut up. I don't want to talk to you because your house is dirty. Yeah, basically there's a side quest where you use the gust bows actually to clean her house, and you'll get something for that, but I'm not gonna do that. It's a waste of time. She can live in her own filth for all I care. I'm such an asshole. Okay, let's try this again. I believe it probably does have to be night for this. Yep, there you go. So if you roll into this particular gravestone, it'll kind of flash, and if you pull it, it'll open up this door. And this is something that you would probably do much earlier in the game if you were just doing a normal playthrough. So it's kind of weird doing this like this late in the game. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised I am doing this, but apparently it is required to get this empty bottle, which I think I'm probably gonna end up getting all 5 empty bottles. By the way, there are 5 total in the game, so I will make sure I get all of them. Anyway, we heard a scream there, so let's go inside this house and see what the hell is going on. Okay, we have a monster here. Maybe a mini-boss? Not quite. He's a pansy. This guy, he's gonna eventually give his name. I'll just let him have the stage here and introduce himself. This is a major character in the optional portion. I'm gonna call it the optional portion of the game. His name is Petro. I really hope I didn't butcher that. But then again, I don't care if I butchered it or not, because I don't care about this character. He's basically, he was formerly a human, and he's been cursed. So, kind of like the main side quest of this game is that you want to uncurse this guy, and what you eventually get is a massive wallet. Like, basically, like, this guy, I have a feeling that this whole side quest is kind of inspired by the gold Skulltulas from Ocarina of Time, because you have all those guys in like the spider house there that are like turned into spiders, and then as you eventually get more Skulltulas, you turn them back into humans. And I think this was kind of inspired by this, because in this game there's a collectible called gratitude crystals, which you get from doing good deeds for people, and you also you might find a few kind of hidden around this guy. And as you bring more back to this guy, his curse will be more and more broken. And whenever you bring back all of them, he'll be turned back to a human, and you'll get like this massive wallet. But like as you go, there will be incremental prizes, like more wallet upgrades, and also pieces of a heart, which is why I'm not gonna go through with much of this, because I don't want the heart pieces. But we'll say sure, but I'm not actually going to do it. I'm just gonna lie to him and say yes, because I'm pretty sure I have to say yes in order to get this little girl back. In case you haven't noticed, there is a little girl in this room, and that is Kukio, who we need to, of course, return to her mother. Yeah, I'm not concerned about this guy at all, so I think I will get like his first wallet upgrade really quickly, but other than that, I'm not really gonna deal with him. But anyway, yeah, this little girl here is Kukil, so let's talk to her. You have to talk to her to complete this side quest. And yeah, I should just say this guy is kind of protecting her because there's tons of monsters out at night. That's what's kind of special about Skyloft at night, is that there's tons of monsters around. And actually, when you complete this side quest with this guy and you turn him back to normal, all the monsters out in Skyloft at night will go away and it will all return to normal. So that's something kind of worth mentioning. But anyway, now, I mean, that's all we had to do was talk to Kikil and have her like reassure us that she's safe. So now we can return things back today, talk to her mother, and that will complete this portion of the side quest. But I think with that, I will, I'm going to end this episode right here, and next time I'll have it daytime again, and I will meet you at Kukil's mother and complete that part of the side quest. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Mike1217, and I will see you next time on Skyward Sword.